If you've got no work right now, well, you're fucked and we can't help you. But nevertheless, don't panic, but also don't bury your head either. The best time to look for work, and it can seem stupid at the time, is when you're busy. You don't fix a roof when it's raining. You've got to train yourself to be looking for work, even when you're at your wit's end, trying to complete the jobs you're actually on. Because as soon as they finish, you're back to square one. You need more work. This video is going to try and help you think differently about how and when to win work and the systems that can protect you in the future. Everyone goes through the cycle. You priced a few jobs last month and you haven't heard back. Your usual clients have gone quiet and now you're checking your inbox 20 times a day. You're thinking, is it something we've done? Have we pissed someone off? Then a banker, like a job you've already got a contract for, goes back a month on short notice and your undies just start to fill. Well, we've been there more than once, unfortunately, but nobody posts this part online. You'll see people shouting about full order books and 6-month long projects, but what you won't see is what happens when jobs fall through or when a client delays a project for 4 weeks with no warning. Every firm hits dry spells, even the best in the game, but the good ones, they keep the core of lads going, even if they unfortunately have to get rid of a few. They then use them quiet weeks to do things that can help in the future, like organising training for operatives, getting around to reconnecting with old clients, and getting out there and finding new ones. But this shouldn't take a meltdown to instigate. You should always be creating a funnel that's consistently bringing in leads, even if you choose not to take them any further. It's easier to knock back projects, a decent pipeline ahead of you. You're already on jobs with weeks and months left on them. When nothing's coming in, that's when it really knocks you back, and it's really hard to take. So an example of this is early on in the painting business. We took on loads of work over the summer with like schools and universities, and we weren't even thinking about September and October. It just wasn't on the radar. And then September comes, you haven't priced anything for ages. You've sort of stopped answering the phone to clients because you can't service the ones you've got. And then all of a sudden you're looking around thinking, what are we going to do here? So then the money you've made over summer, that's getting swallowed up by bills and wages in September and October. And you sat in the office wondering like, bloody hell, we've been recruiting for weeks and now we might actually have to let people go. We managed to scramble things together, got on the phones and the emails, and we followed up, every old job, every old client, started asking for referrals, and we were lucky we managed to find work, but I never forgot how it felt. And that's when I realised you've got to protect yourself before these droughts hit. Here's what I do now, weeks before it goes quiet. First thing, follow up on every quote. People forget, jobs get delayed. Sometimes you just need a nudge. Don't be embarrassed. This is sales. You're allowed to ask. You've been pricing jobs for free. The least you can do is ring people up and say, look, how does that look? You never know where it might lead, even if that's someone else in their team who's got a live job or whatever it may be. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Next one is always be checking in with your network. Text people that you've worked with in the past, even if it's just something, you've got in common socially and it comes to mind, might be like something to do with football or whatever it is. Let them know that you're sort of looking for work. Work doesn't always come from quotes. Sometimes it can come from conversations. Don't drop your standards. It is tempting to take any job at any price, particularly when you're quiet. Trust me, we've been there and we know the temptation, but bad jobs can really kill businesses quicker than no work. Sometimes it's literally less hassle. Take the money out of your bank and put it in the bin. You've still lost the money, but at least you haven't had the stress that comes with it. If the business has a voice, what would it say? And sometimes it'd be, well, actually, we're better letting people go, making things tight than working for that particular client or taking on that type of job. Shorten your internal systems. Quiet weeks are really good for admin, updating anything that you've been meaning to do for, months, reviewing your costs. Chasing retention's a good one, particularly if you're going to go through a quiet period. Getting some money on off retention, it can't half help, and you'll thank yourself later that you've done that. If you're working harder than ever and seeing less, you're not alone. But look, it's not your efforts, it's your systems. So it's time to change that model, not just keep sort of working harder every day. Remember, you can be fully booked and still making no money. Probably part of the reason you are fully booked. And that's not because you're bad at your trade, but because no one taught you how to price properly once it's more than just you in a van. That's where your real sustainability can start. Having no work doesn't mean you've failed. It just means the market shifted, but it's your job to shift with it. Stay visible, stay vocal, and stay ready, because the next inquiry is always closer than you think. If your pipeline's dried up and you're wondering what to do next, start with our email series. It's completely free and it's one tip a day for 31 days. If you want the tools we use in our business, from templates to cash flow trackers, go to our website at qsknowledge.com. If you've liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and you can watch the next video here. We've all had a few weeks with no work, but it's what you do next that counts.